For example, yesterday we have taken main function. We call the main function. We'll be having many statements. So this is called recursion. So not only main function. This is an example. Not only main function. If you take, for example, uh, any function name, some enter or void, some fun one, function one. I'm writing the definition for this. Let's say here some requirement is there. Based on that requirement, here I'm writing. I'm calling the again fun one. It is called recursion, and this function, it is user defined function. This function must be initiated from the main function. That is a fun one. Okay, should be initiated. You know, this is one recursion concept. Here we are initiating a user defined function. We are calling. Whenever we call this function, that will goes to the function definition. Here we are performing the operation. So here I am calling the same function. Whenever I call the same function, that will be treated as a recursion. So if we want to implement in the main function itself, we can implement that also, no problem. But what's the use of the recursion? Yesterday, I think you have written many statements about the recursion and the loops, non-recursive functions, comparisons also we have seen. I think you have written, but it seems to be a complex thing in now to implement the recursion, but it will take some lesser time, and sorry, it will take some lesser steps to complete, not in time but steps. But time may be same time sometimes will be taken. The complex system means the calculation of the some performation of assignment operations, arithmetic operations. So that calculation may take some time, but within the simple steps, the concept will be closed. So previously we have seen some Tower of Hanoi problem. Tower of Hanoi. So Tower of Hanoi we have seen such a problem. So the Tower of Hanoi means nothing is there. Three rods will be there. On the three rods, we'll place the discs in order. So shifting the disc from one rod to another rod. So that is called Tower of Hanoi. But we have to place them in decremental order. At the top, the minimum smallest disc should be there, next smallest and next smallest, and at last at the bottom a biggest disc should be there. So in such cases, these recursive concepts will be used. Recursive concepts will be used. So let us go with one example for this. So we are having, we can implement the recursion. If we want to print the 1 to 10 numbers, we can print with this recursion itself. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Many programs have written. So here I am writing a program. VI some REC1.c
Sir,
recursion. Yeah.
notepad is
Sir,
notepad
notepad
కనపడుతుంది
is
సార్.
Screen stuck.
స్క్రీన్ చేంజ్ చేయలేదు సార్ మీరు.
ఓకే వెయిట్ అంటే ఓన్లీ నేను నోట్ ప్యాడ్ షేర్ చేసినట్టున్నాను. Okay, observe here. So previously we have implemented with some main function. So let me perform the same printing of 1 to 10 numbers by using a simple function. Okay, so here I am taking a function some void, some function fun. It is taking some input value, some integer. Let's say assume. Okay, I'm writing the first main function and giving the input to that function. Some int I is equal to 1 I am giving. I am passing this I value, means whatever the value here I am having. Directly we can pass value 1 also. Return 0. So I am closing this. So let us write the function definition. So void fun and some x. Your I value will be placed in here will be copied into x. Here I am printing. Just I wanted to print 10 numbers. That time here I am placing a condition x should be lesser than or equal to 10. Till that time just I wanted to print. So if it is okay, simply I am printing the value printf %d space that x value I am printing here. So here I am incrementing again. Is it fine? So here I value 1 will be copied over here, 1 lesser than or equal to 10 condition is true. So when this condition is true, 1 will be printed. Again I value will become true. So actually here we have to take a recursive function. I forgot to execute it. We have to take recursive function. That is, I'm calling the same function, but next value just I am going to pass. So the next value here, that is, for example, x plus 1. X plus 1. What's the x value? Initially 1. X plus 1 I am passing means 2 I am passing. Here, observe here. Initially 1 lesser than or equal to 10, condition is true, this will be printed. Fun, I am calling the same function, x plus 1. Here, x plus 1 means initially x value 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So I am calling the same function. Here I called the function, I have passed 1. Okay, one time only I called. Here this condition is 2, I came inside, this should be executed. Here the x value is 2, here the value is 2. This 2 value I am passing me because I am calling the same function, this 2 value will be copied to again here. So x value will become 2. 2 lesser than or equal to 10, condition true, this will be printed. Again, x value how much we got now? 2. 2 plus 1, how much? 3. 3 will be copied to x. So again it will check 3 less than or equal to 10. Condition is true here till it is 10. Okay. So here here the x value 9, 9 plus 1 10. Here 10 less than or equal to 10. Condition is true. Here again 10 plus 1 11. 11 here the condition will be failed. If the condition is failed, simply we'll stop. Getting. If the condition is failed, simply we'll stop. Let us try this. What will happen? Here GCC space RESC dot C. See, we got the output 1 to 10 ms we have printed. Hmm? So this is the way we can make use of the recursion. Can make use of the recursion. Now I will ask you a question. Sir, which is the best way? Means just previously we have used loops, For I is equal to 0, I lesser than 10, I is equal to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus. Printing I value. With two, maybe steps may be two there. Loops are better or this recursion is better for this problem? Which is simple to print 1 to 10 numbers. To print 1 to 10 numbers, the loops are better. Here it seems to be very complex. But for the simple problems, loops will be okay, good. But the complex problems like I told you, Tower of Hanoi related problems will take much code. Many lines of code we have to write because repeatedly some operations should take place. Many repetitive statements if we are having, it's good to go with recursive concepts. Recursive concepts will take much memory also because here it keeps on it keep on printing, but till the end the answers won't be printed. So it keep on calling the same function, keep on calling the same function till the condition is failed. The calculations which we are having till the end will be remains in the memory itself. At last, the results will be printed. Means that will occupy some memory also, internal. But it seems to be very some complex and occupies some memory and takes some time also. But even though for some problems, this recursion is good. With simple steps we can perform, and moreover, it is very logical. The people who are having the very logical thinking, they will go with the very simple steps like in recursion itself. It seems to be, sir, if you want to print 1 to 10 numbers, that is okay, very simple, sir. By using loop, we can easily print, sir. Here it is very complex, sir. We have written many lines here. I have written 3 lines here. I have written 4 lines here. Simply with 2 lines we can print, sir. No problem. But 1 to 10 numbers printing, it takes only 2 lines of code for loops. It may be some seems to be some many lines of code for loop here by using recursion. But some big problems like Tower of Hanoi related problems, if you go with loops, that will take many lines of code to perform. But if you implement recursion, no, even with less than 20 lines of code, we can implement the concept. Okay, that is called recursion. So let us perform recursion, that is finding the factorial of a number using recursion. Factorial. Already some programs are there. Let us implement REC2.c. So let us implement factorial. How it will be? Let us see now. Hash include stdio.h into main. Before that, I am taking a function called some fact or factorial, and it is returning a result called result. It is taking some parameter, single parameter, to which I wanted to perform the factorial, and it will return the result. So like that I am keeping. Okay. Now I am writing the main function. Pattern I will go with the factorial. You can follow any order. Here I am taking printf some value x I am taking printf enter an integer okay I have taken a number. Now I am calling a function fact. I'm passing the value x. So for this x I wanted to find out the factorial. Finally that will return a result. I'm assigning the result to r. So the result is also of type integer I am taking. So after this just I am printing the factorial printf uh, factorial of percentage d is percentage d backslash n. The factorial percentage d, that is for that x and r for these percentage d's. Finally return 0. So here our actual problem not yet started here. Simply here we have taken input, that's it. We have taken the input. That input we are passing here. In order to complete this uh, expression evaluation, this function call will go to the function definition. The definition will perform the calculation that will return a value that will be assigned to r. That r value here will print. So for that we have to calculate this first. That's why I am going for the function definition now. Int fact. The integer it is. I am taking it as for example n. Okay. While finding out the factorial, if it is the given number is 0 or 1, directly I will return back the factorial value is 1. Okay. This is one constraint. Here, if the n value is lesser than or equal to 1, simply I will return back the 1. That value will be taken there. Okay. Else, if that is not right, that is more than 1, that time will come to the else part. Here I am writing the value that is n into fact of n minus 1. Observe here, I am returning this value. Return this result. What will happen here? Will happen here. So this is a recursion concept. Finding the factorial by using a recursion. Here n value, let's assume it is 4. 4 I am taking. This condition is failed. We'll come to the else part. Here what I am doing here, 4 into fact of 4 minus 1 means 4 into fact of 3. So 4 I got here initially. So 4 into fact of 3. Again, in order to find out the fact of 3, here we are calling. Fact of 3 we are calling. So this call will go to here again. We are calling the same function. N value how much it would be, how much it is? 3. Again you will come to the else part. What will happen? 4 into already 4 is there previously. Now the n value is 3. Previous 4 will be there only into 3 into fact of, again 3 minus 1 means 2, means 4 into 3 into fact of 2, and I do not know the fact of 2. So fact of 2, again the function call that will go to here, that is 2. Again we will come to the else part. Already previous 4, 3 is there, and n value now it is 2. 4 into 3 into 2 into fact of 2 minus 1, how much? 1. 1. Now fact of 1, again function call will come here. The n value is 1. Here the first condition is true. 1 lesser than or equal to 1. Condition is true. Here, how much I will get? Return 1. Simply whenever I return 1, here this place will be replaced by fact of 1 will be replaced by 1 directly. Here it is returning. There is no another function call. What will happen? Now the clear statement I got. Previously 4 into 3 into 2 into, now the fact of 1 is 1. So this multiplication will be performed. So finally, internally this much calculation will be saved in the memory itself till the fact of 1 we find out, we will not get the answer. So fact of 1 whenever we got, so it will perform the calculation and it will return back, which is of type integer. So that result will be replaced, will replace this position and will be assigned to R. That R value here will print. Okay. So this much calculation will takes place. Let us see whether it is working or not. So 4. Yeah. Factorial of 4 is 24. Now factorial of 5, 120. Factorial of 7. Factorial of 10. You know the factorial of 20? Is it right? Factorial of 20, how much? It will be a bigger value. We have to take long int,
Long,
long
long.
int or long int. Even we cannot hold with the long int also. For example, factorial of 100. We cannot hold the factorial of 100 in long int also. Such cases, just this is a question for you. Those who are doing the program, just tell me the answer. Answer means what's the approach we have to follow. If you are having, if you want to find out the factorial for bigger numbers, we cannot hold with long int and long int also. That will exceed even all the data types ranges. That time we will take the values in arrays. ఒక్కొక్క పొజిషన్ ని arrayలో మనం ప్లేస్ చేసి ఆ arrayని ప్రింట్ చేస్తారనమాట. సో జస్ట్ యూ గో త్రూ దట్. Maybe it may be helpful for you maybe in future. Okay. So this is one problem. I will show you here what's happening. Okay, observe here. This is factorial finding. Like whenever they ask about you the recursion, this is the main concept, the diagrammatical representation. Okay. Here 6 factorial I am finding out. This is one forward way. Then finally we are going to calculate the value later. First in recursion, this procedure will be followed. This all will be stored in the saved in the memory. So in order to find out 6 factorial, that is 6 into 5 factorial, I'm writing. I do not know the 5 factorial. That's why in order to find out the 5 factorial, I'm going for 5 into 4 factorial. I do not know 4 factorial. So here, in order to complete this, I have to find out 4 factorial. 4 factorial, in order to find out that, I have to find out again 4 into 3 factorial. 3 factorial also I do not know. 3 into 2 and 2 factorial also I don't know. 2 into 1 factorial. 1 factorial means 190. Whenever I got this ending value, this 1 will be replaced by 1. That's why the return. Now the calculation will take place. Returns 1. Here 2 into 1. I will get 2. That's what they gave. And this result will be returned back. The 2 factorial value will get. So that is 2. That's why 3 into 2. How much? 6 we are getting. The 6 will be returned back. That is the factorial of 3. So that 6, 3's factorial will return here. 4 into 6, 24 will be calculated. Means 4 factor value we got. That 4 factor value we are passing here. 5 into 4 factor, that is 24 we got, already 120. And 5 factor value we got, that's why 6 into 5 factorial, 5 factor value already 120 we got. That's it. So 6 into 120, 720 will get. This total calculation, the 6 into every time we, in order to find out this, we are calling the function. So everything will be saved, means factorial of 4, in order to find out the factorial of 6, memory should be allocated. Factorial of 5, for that also memory should be allocated. Here also memory should be allocated. All these are the memory allocations, memory allocation, memory allocation. The values will be written. So for this memory allocation is there. For this memory allocation, that will do the calculation. That calculation will be helpful to here this calculation. Here this memory required, and here calculation, here. All these memories will be holded. All these memory blocks will be holded till we find out this one. Yeah. But whereas in loops, simply within the single memory block, or one or two, by using one or two memory blocks, we are able to perform the calculation. Isn't it? That is, fact is equal to fact into I, simply. Fact is equal to fact into I. Factorial initially will take 1. Simply we can implement that. Okay. So remember this diagram, this diagrammatical representation is very, very important. Recursion. This is damn sure question. Recursion. Damn sure question. If you are able to write the program, very good. And difference is also recursive and non-recursive. Damn sure question. And you need to understand. Okay. Next, let us go with one more example. REC 3.c. Just I wanted to implement Fibonacci series. I wanted to implement Fibonacci series. Okay, for number of positions. Any positions kavalanazi, then we'll keep number of positions. The Fibonacci series, that is by default, just I wanted to print initial values 0 and 1. Default values 0s and 1s తో నేను Fibonacci series ని generate చేయాలి. We know about the Fibonacci series, adding the preceding numbers. Initial value is 0 and 1. 2 inputs we required here. Next value will be 1, adding the preceding numbers 1 plus 1, 2. Next preceding numbers 1 plus 2, 3. Next 2 preceding numbers 2 plus 3, 5. Next 3 plus 5, 8. We know the Fibonacci series. Yeah. Let it. Let us perform this. I am taking Fibo as we need header files, hash include stdio.h int Fibo I am taking, and here also I am taking one parameter. Here this function will take one parameter, perform the operation, and it will return the value that is of type integer I am taking. I am writing the main function first. Here in this main function, I am passing each and every position. Even I am generating from the first position. The first position I am giving the input. First position I am giving the input, and that first position will be printed. Next, second position that will be given, printed, and third position. So likewise, I am keep on sending till number of positions, till the number of positions. For that, the number of positions I am taking, for example, n. Here I wanted to have one loop for this. Okay, I wanted to have one loop for this. Let it be. Now I am prompting printf enter number of positions. Okay, number of positions I am reading. It's fine. Now I am passing the values one by one till the number of positions. So for that, for I is equal to 0, to see the program, then you can understand the logic. I lesser than n. That is for the number of positions. Let me take lesser than or equal to n. Now, each time I am printing the value, observe here, printf, printing the result, Fibonacci series, %d, I am giving space, comma, here I am calling the function, Fibo of I. Let's see what will happen here. Finally, return 0. Okay. Observe here. Here it will give 0 first of all. So what will happen? That will do this printing. In order to print this, here what it is doing, it is calling the function Fibo of I value is 0. Fibo of 0. Initial two values by default I will print. If the value which I am getting, that is initial is 0, as it is I will print. Next value also, that is 1, then as it is I will return. I will return back, that will be printed here. From if that is not equal to 0 and not equals to 1, that time I will start adding the preceding numbers, that is 0 and 1. This will be generated. Means this is 0th position, sorry, 1 position, 2 positions are okay. From third position onwards, I am starting adding these preceding numbers. Okay. So as adding these preceding numbers, that is here fibo of n minus 2 plus fibo of n minus 1. Observe here. Observe the positions. So this is the third position. This is second position. This is first position. So third means 3 minus 1. I will get the second position. 3 minus 2. I will get the previous position. Observe here, if you want to get the fourth position, 4 minus 1 ante previous position వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ 4 minus 2 అంటే ఈ పొజిషన్ వస్తుంది. అంటే రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తేనే కదా ఈ పొజిషన్ వచ్చేది. So likewise, I am going to perform the operation. Observe here, fibo of some x int x. If x is equal to 0, simply return back till we call again, control will not come back. Return 0. Return 0 means return x directly. Return x. If x is equal to 1, otherwise both you can write here itself. If x is equal to r, or x equal to 1, simply return x that time. If not, we'll go to the else part. Here we'll write return fibo of n minus 1 plus, here n means x we are taking, fibo of x minus 1 plus fibo of x minus 2. Value will be returned back. Let's see what will happen here. Here I am getting initial 0 value I am getting. Okay. Let's assume n value is 5. Here 0 I am passing fibo of 0. So whenever I pass 0, it is equal to 0, I am returning 0 back. Means here the value will be 0, that 0 will be printed. Okay, we got 0. Next, it is passing, next I value is 1. Fibo of 1, it will pass 1 here. Here x equal to 1, that's why it will return the same value back. So here we will get 1. So 1 will be printed. Let it be. Next, I value will become 2. So here fibo of 2. Here fibo of 2, we are passing here 2. Here x is not equals to 0 and 1 also, it is 2. We will come to the else part. Here what we are doing? Fibo of 2 minus 1 plus fibo of 2 minus 2. 2 minus 1 means how much? 1 will get. Means fibo of 1 plus fibo of 2 minus 2 means 0. Fibo of 1 plus fibo of 0. How much we will get? Already previously we got. Here whenever we call this function, fibo of 2 minus 1 means 1. Whenever we call fibo of 1, it will go to the function call. This is called recursion. It calls the same function. Fibo of 1, find out the fibo of 1. So here it will return 1. So that 1 will be comes over here into the memory. Next, in order to complete this, fibo of 2 minus 2 means 0. Fibo of 0, in order to find out this, again it will call the same function, that is fibo of 0. Here 0 will get, means the same, sorry, yeah, fibo of 0 means how much? 0. So that 0 will return back. Means 1 plus 0, how much we will get? 1. That 1 will be printed over. Isn't it? So 3 positions are over. Next I value will be 0, 1, 2 is over. Next I value will be 3. So next position will be taken. Means Fibo of 2 minus here I value will be 3. Fibo of 3, how much I will get? Fibo of uh, 3 minus 1 plus Fibo of 3 minus 2. 3 minus 1 means 2. Fibo of 2 plus Fibo of 1. So the previous, again, these functions will call the same function. This function also will call the same function. So it seems to be very complex system internally. Seems to be very complex system. Let us execute and go with the diagrammatical representation now. This is the REC 3 dots. So it is printing 6 positions. That's why there we have to take only lesser than I is equal to 0 the number of positions. Here. That's it. REC 3 dot C dot some 10 positions I wanted to print. Yeah, 10 positions I got. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. So we got the exact values, the Fibonacci series. So let's see the diagrammatical representation for this answer here. See here. Actually, initially here we will find out. If you want to find out Fibonacci series, that is Fibo of 5th position. If you want to find out the 5th position. So in order to find out the 5th position, this that will be divided like this. Remember this diagrammatical representation. In order to find out Fibo of 5, we have to find out Fibo of 3, sorry, Fibo of 4 and Fibo of 3. Means previous numbers we have to add. Previous position values. 5th position value నాకు కావాలి అంటే 4th position value, 3rd position value ని యాడ్ చేయాలి. సో ఈ 2 values నాకు కావాలి. So again, ఈ 4th position value కావాలంటే then previous gonna 2 positions, that is 3rd position and 2nd position. These 2 values I have to find out. Again, in order to get this 3rd position, we have to get 2nd and 1st position values. In order to get 2nd position value, we have to get 1st position and 0th position values. Whenever I got these values, this will be calculated. So again, by using these two, this will be calculated. And again, in order to complete this task, and this should be calculated by taking these two values, this will be calculated. So finally, we will get Fibo of 4. Okay, fine. That 4th position value we got. Next, in order to complete this Fibo of 3, again Fibo of 3 must be 3rd position. If you want to get that 2nd position and 1st position, we should get those two values. For the 2nd position, we have to get 0th and 1st position, then only we will get this position. So combinedly, whenever we got these position values, if we add 4th position and 5th position, we will get the result here. Okay. So all positions are dependent on the previous 2 positions always. All positions are dependent on the previous 2 positions. So I think you understood what's happening internally. This is called recursion. But only the thing is, we are calling the function, same function, that is called recursion. Even you can implement as printing 1 to 10 numbers with recursion, any logic. So if you want to go with recursion, you can implement. If it is related to this concept, if we are unable to perform with recursion, you just leave it with simple loops and all, or without loops. You can implement with the simple control statements. You can implement your concept. This is also one possibility with simple calculations or simple the expressions evaluation will be complex. ఎందుకంటే సార్ ఇది ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ కాల్ చేస్తుంది, అది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ ఇది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తుంది, ఇది కాల్ చేస్తుంది, మళ్ళీ ఈ కాంప్లెక్స్ సిస్టమ్ అంతా ఎక్కడ సేవ్ అవుతుంది. సో క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ అనేది ఒక కాంప్లెక్స్ సిస్టమ్ ఇక్కడ. అది ఒక్కటి తప్ప స్టెప్స్ అన్ని చూడడానికి ఈజీగా ఉన్నాయి, స్టెప్స్ ఈజీగా ఉంటాయి. ద ప్రొసీజర్ కానీ అక్కడ కనిపించే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్టెప్స్ కానీ మనకి తక్కువ ఉంటాయి, సింపుల్గా ఉంటాయి. సింప్లీ విల్ రిక్వైర్, బట్ ఇంటర్నల్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ విల్ బి కాంప్లెక్స్. బట్ కాంప్లెక్సిటీ మనం ఫేస్ చేయం, బట్ మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి ఓకే ఇబ్బందిగానే ఉంటుంది, బట్ దట్ విల్ బి పెర్ఫార్మ్ బై ద సిస్టమ్. సో యువర్ టాస్క్ just implement this recursion. Just you have to remember these two diagrams first for this recursion. This is factorial and another one is Fibonacci series. Just you remember diagrams, then do the explanation. If you are able to write the piece of code, well and good. Then the comparisons. Tell me the comparisons, the recursion and non-recursion functions. Can anybody tell me, list out few comparisons? Few comparisons. Yesterday some of you have written. Friends. Yesterday some of you have given, you know. As it is copy చేశారు కొంతమంది. So you can write whatever you understood there. ఇంకెక్కడికో వెళ్ళిపోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. So this is called non-recursion. This is recursion. So non-recursion means iterations, loops we will use. Here recursions we cannot implement without functions. ఎందుకంటే if a function calls itself, that is called recursion. If there are no functions, we cannot implement the recursion concept. Here loops means without the functions also we can implement. Some different wording they have given here. The value of control variable moves toward the value in condition. The function state coverages towards the base case. అంటే ఇందాక మనం యూస్ చేసిన మూవ్స్ అన్ని కూడా లూప్స్ లో ఆ వేరియబుల్స్ వాల్యూని అప్డేట్ చేసి మూవ్స్ అన్ని చేస్తూ కండిషన్ చెక్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. బట్ హియర్ ఇన్ రికర్షన్ సింప్లీ వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ ద ఫంక్షన్. వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ ద ఫంక్షన్ ఫంక్షన్. There the value is getting updated. Okay, and remember the code size. Iterative code tends to be bigger in size. Recursion decreases the size of the code. సార్ ఎక్కడ సార్ ఇందాక నేను అన్నాను సింపుల్ 1 to 10 నెంబర్ ప్రింట్ చేయడానికి నాకు ఇటరేషన్ తక్కువ కోడ్ ఉంది కదా సార్, రికర్షన్ ఎక్కువ కోడ్ ఉంది అని అంటారు. సింపుల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కాదు, బిగ్గర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ తో మనం చెక్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, it's a simple problem. Here one statement they have given: infinite loops uses CPU cycles. Infinite recursion may cause stack overflow error or it might crash the system. ఇందాక చూసాం కదా, ఇప్పుడు CPU సైకిల్స్ అంటే ఆల్రెడీ ప్రాసెసర్ లో ఉంటది కాబట్టి పెద్ద మనకు మ్యాటర్ ఉండదు. ఇది ఇన్ఫైనైట్ లూప్స్ గురించి నేను చెప్పాను. ఇఫ్ ద కండిషన్ ఈస్ ట్రూ ఆల్వేస్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వైల్ వన్ ఆర్ వైల్ సమ్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0 వాల్యూ, దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్వేస్ ట్రూ, దట్ ఈస్ ఏ ఇన్ఫైనైట్ లూప్. he through the infinite loop, there will not be much problem. It will be controlled by the CPU, means processor. Okay, fine. But whereas infinite recursion, అంటే ఇందాక మనం రికర్షన్ లో కొన్ని కండిషన్స్ పెట్టాం. కండిషన్స్ పెట్టకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది? ఈ కండిషన్స్ మనం పెట్టకపోతే అది రికర్షన్ అనేది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతూనే ఉంటది. బట్ ఈ రికర్షన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లో ఏమవుతుంది? మెమరీ అనేది ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. ఇంకా వాల్యూ అనేది ఫైనలైజ్ చేయట్లేదు. కీప్ ఆన్ ఆక్యుపైయింగ్ ద మెమరీ. So whenever it is keep on occupying the memory, see, it may cause tag overflow error that is related to the memory. It might crash the system. ఒక కండిషన్ అనేది మనం పెట్టకుండా అది స్టాప్ అవ్వకుండా మనం రాస్తున్నామంటే that may cause our system, that may bring some problem to our system. Okay, here execution is faster and execution is slower. సరే, ఇంకెందుకు మనం దీన్ని చూస్ చేసుకోవాలి సార్ అంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద సైజ్ ఆఫ్ ద కోడ్. సింపుల్ లాజిక్ తో మనకు తెలిస్తే చాలు, ఈజీగా రాసేస్తాం. బట్ ఇక్కడ ప్రాపర్ కండిషన్స్ మనం అప్లై చేస్తే మంచిగానే ఉంటుంది. మనకి సిస్టమ్ ఎందుకు క్రాష్ అవుతుంది, మెమరీ ఎందుకు ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది, నథింగ్ టు వరీ. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో రిమెంబర్ ద డిఫరెన్సెస్. ఇంకా మీరు ఐడెంటిఫై చేసిన ఏమంటే చేయండి, రాయండి. దెన్ డిఫరెన్సెస్ రాసేటప్పుడు సార్ నేను బాక్స్ లో పెట్టి రాయాలా అంటే బాక్స్ అనేది ఒక పార్ట్ అంతే, అదే ఆన్సర్ కాదు. ఓకేనా, బాక్స్ ఒక పార్ట్ కావాలంటే రాయండి. తర్వాత ఇటరేషన్ కి ఎగ్జాంపుల్, రికర్షన్ కి ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మళ్ళీ వాటిని కూడా కంపేర్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో యూ మస్ట్ గో విత్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్. దట్స్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ టెల్లింగ్. దెన్ one homework for you, that is implement the GCD with the recursion. Implement GCD. Find the GCD with the recursion. The GCD of two numbers with the recursion. Okay. So now first part is over in the fourth unit. This is the assignment, just to implement. Draw the diagrammatical representation also. ఏ వేలైనా ఉపయోగించవచ్చు. నేను ఉపయోగించిన వేనే నువ్వు రికర్షన్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. నువ్వు అందరు డిఫరెంట్, ఇప్పుడు నేను రాసిన కోడ్ని కూడా చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు, నీ అప్రోచ్ డిఫరెంట్గా ఉండొచ్చు, నో ప్రాబ్లం. యూ కెన్ గో విత్ డిఫరెంట్ అప్రోచెస్. బట్ ద థింగ్ ఈజ్, ఏ ఫంక్షన్ షుడ్ కాల్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. A function should call itself. If you are able to show that, then it is called recursion. Okay. మన syllabus ఉంది కమ్మా. I'll show you the syllabus now. Very good. అంతా క్లీన్ అప్ చేశారు నిన్నే. Okay, students, we have seen the recursive and non-recursive techniques. That is, with the functions we have implemented, with the loops we have implemented. Same GCD and all we have done with loops, Fibonacci factorial and Fibonacci series we have done with loops. And in recursion, if we go very deeper, many concepts are there. That is uh, binary recursion, ternary recursion. So different recursions are there. Next, designing techniques. These are the very useful techniques and algorithms also. Problem solving, designing techniques. We have the brute force algorithm, divide, conquer, and greedy strategies. Greedy method. Call it as greedy method. Okay. Here I will introduce one problem for you, which is very useful and better to learn the algorithm for that also. Means better to learn the coding for that also. Previously, we used to teach this divide and conquer methods related concept, that is in data structures. And in data structures, we used to teach the methods are quick sort, merge sort, some heap sort, sorting techniques are there, which are very useful, very useful. Those who wants to be good programmers, good coders, they have to go through them. Now I will talk about this designing techniques. Okay, so here I will talk about initially divide and conquer method. Divide and conquer method. So I have uploaded some diagrams for you. Okay, observe here. Divide and conquer method. For example, I wanted to find out sorting of array elements. Sorting of array elements. We have done sorting of array elements simply by using basic sorting technique. Simply by using basic sorting technique already we have implemented. But there we have followed taking the first position. Previously we have followed taking the first position and this position comparing with all the positions will get the minimum value, and that minimum value here we are getting. Comparing with this one, if it is minimum we are placing here, and that value with another position, if it is minimum we are placing there, if it is minimum we are placing there, if it is not we are not placing, if it is minimum we are placing here, not. So the minimum value here it will be 1 we will get. Yeah, finally that is called bubble sort we have done. Some other concept also there, selection sort. In the selection sort what will happen, we will find out the smallest number will place in the first position. Next second position onwards, we'll find out the next smallest number, because we'll not consider the first position. Second next smallest position again we'll find out. We'll place in the next position. Again we'll take next position. We'll find out. We'll compare all the positions. Next smallest element we'll place here. Like that, we'll keep on place. Smallest, next value, next and next. Like that we will place. Otherwise, in selection sort itself, we'll find out the biggest element and place in the last position. Next biggest element will place in the last minus 1 position. Next biggest element in the last minus 2 position. That is selection sort. Like that we have selection sort, insertion sort, bubble sort already we have seen. That is the basic sort. sorting techniques are. But here, what to do? Which sorting technique should I take? The sorting simply we are implementing for numbers. అంటే 1 to 10 నెంబర్స్ కానీ ఒక 100 నెంబర్స్ కానీ ఇట్లా మనం తీసుకొని సార్టింగ్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓకే. బట్ రియల్ టైంలో ఓన్లీ నెంబర్స్ అయినా సార్ మనం సార్టింగ్ చేయాల్సింది కాదు. డేటాని సార్టింగ్ చేయాలి. ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ చూసుకున్నా కానీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో ఎంప్లాయీ డీటెయిల్స్ అని ఉంటాయి. ఎంప్లాయీ డీటెయిల్స్ అని కూడా ఒక ఆర్డర్లో పెట్టుకోవాలి. శాలరీ ఎక్కువ ఉన్న వాళ్ళని బేస్ చేసుకుని శాలరీ బేస్డ్ ఆర్డర్లో పెట్టుకోవాలా? ఓకే, యూ కెన్ ప్లేస్ దెమ్. లేకపోతే ఆల్ఫాబెటికల్ ఆర్డర్లో పెట్టుకోవాలా? యూ కెన్ ప్లేస్ దెమ్. ఓకే, దట్ టైమ్ వాట్స్ ద టెక్నిక్? those must be sorted. If you take even in excel sheets also, there will be having sorting. సో వాల్యూని బేస్ చేసుకుని సార్ట్ చేస్తాడు, నేమ్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని సార్ట్ చేస్తాడు. సార్ట్ చేసుకుని దాన్ని బట్టి వాడు కింద రోస్ అన్ని కూడా ఫిల్ చేస్తాడు. అవును కదా? సో బట్ అట్లాంటివన్నీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలంటే ఫస్ట్ మనం నెంబర్స్తో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. తర్వాత డేటాతో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడం విల్ బి ఈజీ, నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రాక్టీస్ విత్ నెంబర్స్. బట్ ఇన్ని అల్గారిథమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్, విచ్ అల్గారిథమ్ షుడ్ ఐ టేక్? For sorting? Whatever the algorithm takes the lesser time, we will prefer that algorithm. Okay. So in binary, in bubble sort, that is taking some time. And selection sort also, that is also taking time. Insertion sort also taking time. Basic sorting technique we have done. If it is for 10 elements, taking first position and comparing with all other positions, finding the minimum, that is selection sort, finding the minimum element and placing it at the first position. If there are 10 elements, it is okay, fine. But there are 100 elements, we have to find out the smallest element. In order to find the smallest element, we have to check all the 100 positions. Means that will take n times we have to repeat the loops. N elements are there, n times we have to repeat the loop. In order to find out the second position, for the first position itself, we will do n-1 position comparisons. For the second position, we will do the n-2 comparisons. Means n-1, n-2 are mostly similar to the n, that's it. n-1, n-2 will be mostly similar to the n. Likewise, if we keep on compare like that, n into n into n into n into something, finally n power n times we have to do the comparison in order to sort the elements. That will take much time. So that time we have to look for the algorithms which takes the lesser time to perform the sorting. The values will be in log values, means very smallest values. Here merge sort, quick sort will take the very lesser time compared with all other algorithms. Even merge sort also, merge sort, quick sort will take the lesser time to performing the sorting operation. Okay, here this merge sort will follow the divide and conquer approach. Here divide and conquer approach, what's happening here? Observe the diagram. What's happening here? Let's assume I'm taking some 8 elements. In divide and conquer approach, just I'll divide the array into 2 subparts based on the index value. With index value 0 to 7 వస్తుంది. 0 plus 7 by 2, how much I'll get? 3.5 something I'll get. I'll take the round. I'll take the 3 point something, 0, 1, 2, 3. So up to here, I'll divide. I'll take the left part one sub array. From here, another sub array. So now I have divided. Again, this left sub array I am taking. First, I will consider left sub array, and this left sub array also I am dividing again. Yeah, dividing into two parts. 8 and 7, this one part, and 4 to another part. Okay, this is also over. This is not a tower. This is not a tower. We have to divide again these two again into two parts. 8 and 7, 4 and 2. So after dividing these, okay, after dividing these, we'll do the comparisons later. First division is over. Okay, let it be. And the right side division also we have to perform. Observe here, right side division. 9 and 1 we are dividing. We are dividing, that is exactly half. Okay, by 2 we are doing. So half sub array, half sub array. Next, after that we are dividing these two numbers also. We are dividing these two numbers also. This is dividing the numbers. దీంట్లో ఏముంది సార్ పెద్ద ఇదేం లేదు కదా. ఎరేని ఫస్ట్ 2 halves గా చేస్తాము, తర్వాత లెఫ్ట్ హాఫ్ ని అగైన్ 2 halves చేస్తాం, నెక్స్ట్ రైట్ హాఫ్ ని అగైన్ 2 halves. లైక్ వైజ్ ఇండివిజువల్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ వచ్చేంత వరకు మనం హాఫ్ చేసి పెడతాం. ఓకే, హాఫ్స్ అయిపోయినాయి సార్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ dividing is over. ఇప్పుడు conquer. So we have to conquer means we should look for the solution. That is we look for the solution. Now we will start from here. Observe చేయండి. ఈ టూ పార్ట్స్ ని మనం డివైడ్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఫస్ట్ ఈ టూ పార్ట్స్ ని మనం కంపేర్ చేయాలి. ఏది మినిమం, ఏది మ్యాక్సిమం. మినిమం ని ఫస్ట్ పెడతాం, మ్యాక్సిమం నెక్స్ట్ పెడతాం. ఈ రెండింటిని పెట్టేసి మనం క్లబ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, ఫైన్. నెక్స్ట్ ఈ రెండింటిని మనం కంపేర్ చేస్తాం, ఏది మినిమం, ఏది మ్యాక్సిమం. ఓకే, యాక్చువల్గా లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ సబ్ అరే కంప్లీట్ అవ్వాలి, మనం అది చేయాల్సింది. సో ఈ రెండింటిని కంపేర్ చేస్తాం. ఏది మినిమం? 2, 2, 4. సో ఈ సబ్ అరే కంప్లీట్ అవ్వాలంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండింటిని కూడా కంపేర్ చేయాలి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండింటిలో మినిమం, మ్యాక్సిమం మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. అంటే ఇక్కడ సార్టింగ్ అప్లై చేయడం పెద్ద మ్యాటర్ ఏం కాదు. 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్ దగ్గర మనం సార్టింగ్ ఈజీగా చేయొచ్చు. సో ఇక్కడ మినిమం ఎలిమెంట్ 2 ఉంది, నెక్స్ట్ 4 ఉంది, నెక్స్ట్ 7 ఉంది, 8 ఉంది. సింప్లీ విల్ ప్లేస్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్, దట్స్ ఇట్. 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్ మనం సార్ట్ చేయడం ఈజీ కదా. ఇక్కడ 2 ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని సార్ట్ చేయడం ఈజీ. నెక్స్ట్ హియర్ 2 ఎలిమెంట్స్ అండ్ అగైన్ నెక్స్ట్ విల్ గెట్ ద 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్. 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్ మధ్య మన సార్టింగ్ ఆపరేషన్ పెర్ఫార్మ్ చేయడం ఈజీ. దట్స్ నాట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లం. So next these 4 elements are sorted, means this left side sub array is completed. Next right side sub array, previously as I told you, it takes the division. This array will be divided into two parts. Again this will be divided into two parts. Again this will be divided into two parts. We got the individual elements. Okay, fine. So we have to compare the individual two elements first, which is minimum 1 and maximum 9. Okay, we have sorted these two elements. Next these two elements we will sort 5, 6 in ascending order. Next we'll compare these 4 elements, we'll sort them. 4 elements sort is easy thing. 1, 5, 6, 9. So that's what the sub array we got. Means we have divided these and sorted them. We have divided these right side sub array and sorted them. సో వీ హ్యావ్ సార్టెడ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద సార్టింగ్ మనకి దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసింది. లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ సబ్ ఏరియా, రైట్ సైడ్ సబ్ ఏరియా మనకి సార్ట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు రెండింటిని కంపేర్ చేసి మనం సార్టింగ్ చేస్తాం. ఈ రెండింటిని కంపేర్ చేసి మనం సార్టింగ్ చేస్తాం. దిస్ విల్ బి సమ్ వాట్ ఈజీ, ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ మ్యాక్సిమం సార్టింగ్ అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ మ్యాక్సిమం సార్టింగ్ అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు రెండిటిలో మనం కంపారిజన్ చేస్తాం. దట్స్ ఇట్. రెండిటిలో కంపారిజన్ చేసి ఫైనల్ సార్టింగ్ ని మనం ఇక్కడ ప్లేస్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, అంటే హియర్ జిగ్జాగ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ లెఫ్ట్ పార్ట్ sorted and right part sorted. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండింటిని కంపేర్ చేసి సార్టింగ్ అనేది దట్ విల్ టేక్ సమ్ వాట్ లెసర్ టైం. దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ divide and conquer approach. Divide and conquer approach. Shall we implement with a simple example? We can easily implement with one array. Let us take one more example. Divide and conquer approach. Another subarray I'm taking. Here the elements, see the elements we have. 7 elements we have. Here we got the middle position. Means మనం మ్యాక్సిమం ఏదైనా మనం ఫాలో అవచ్చు. 6 వస్తుంది మనకి. 0 plus 6/2 means 3 we will get. 0, 1, 2, 3. సో ఎక్కడికైతే వాల్యూ వస్తుందో అక్కడ వరకు లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ సబ్అరే. నెక్స్ట్ అంతా కూడా రైట్ సైడ్ సబ్అరే. బికాస్ ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూస్ మనకి ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయి కదా. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 plus 6/2 మిడిల్ ఇది వస్తుంది. సో ఇక్కడ వరకు రైట్ సైడ్ సబ్అరే. See, they have given the numbering also. Observe here. First, this one, left side subarray. This left side subarray again will be divided into 2 parts. We are not sorting, simply we are dividing. 38 and 27. Okay, 43 and 3. That's why first step, then second step means we will come to the left side subarray directly. And third step, again dividing this into 2 parts. After dividing, see, me finding the minimum and after separating, finding the minimum and a maximum. Observe here. This is third step. This is fourth and fifth, separating them and combining them, sorting them and combining them. This sixth step. Okay. Now this array is over. Now this array, dividing them, sorting them. 3 first and 43 next. 3 first, 43 next. And comparing these two and sorting them. Means this subarray is completed. We have sorted 3, 27, 38 and 43. This is sorted now. This is now sorted. It's fine. Now we have to go to the right side subarray. That's why they have given the steps. 11th, here it is 12th step. Dividing this subarray. 3 elements ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి 2 ఒక side, 1 ఒక side. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 index values. ఎలా వస్తుంది మనకి 0, 1, 2 అంటే 0 plus 2/2 హాఫ్ అంటే అంతే కదా. ఎంత వస్తుంది? 1 వస్తుంది. 0 and 1 అంటే ఇక్కడ వరకు ఒక సబ్అరే తీసుకుంటాడు. సో దట్స్ వై దిస్ ఈజ్ 9 and 82. ఇట్ ఈస్ 1 సబ్అరే అండ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ 1 సబ్అరే. ఓకే, సో ఈ రెండింటిని మళ్ళీ డివైడ్ చేయాలి. 9 and 82 డివైడ్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏది మినిమం మ్యాక్సిమం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, దీస్ 2 are sorted. నెక్స్ట్ 10 automatically it's single element, it is sorted. Comparing these two, again that will be sorted. It's fine. Right side subarray also sorted and left side subarray also sorted. And these sorted 2 arrays will compare. These 2 arrays will compare. We'll have the very less comparisons. So if you do the comparisons here, if you try to perform the sorting here, we may require many comparisons. Here we require very less comparisons. It will take less time comparatively to the starting subarrays. So here we will do the comparisons and we will perform the sorting. సార్ 7-8 ఎలిమెంట్స్ కి పెద్ద డిఫరెన్స్ మీరేం చూపించట్లేదు. ఇక్కడ సార్టింగ్ చేసిన అంత టైం ఏం తీసుకోదు కదా. ఇక్కడ మామూలుగా బబుల్ సార్ట్ పెర్ఫామ్ చేసిన పెద్ద సార్టింగ్ ఏం తీసుకోదు కదా. ఇన్సర్షన్ సెలక్షన్ సార్ట్ కూడా ఫ్రాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ సెకండ్స్ లోనే అయిపోయింది కదా. దీనికి పెద్ద సీన్ చేసి చూపిస్తున్నారంటే అని అనవచ్చు. ఒక 5-10 ఎలిమెంట్స్ కి సార్టింగ్ పెర్ఫామ్ చేయడం అంటే అన్ని అల్గారిథమ్స్ కూడా ఫ్రాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ సెకండ్స్ లోనే కంప్లీట్ అయిపోతాయి. If there are some hundreds and thousands of elements, hundreds and thousands and lakhs of elements, in such cases, basic algorithm techniques will fail. Means will take longer time. ఒక వెబ్సైట్ లో అలానే మనం ఒక డేటాని ఆర్డర్లో చేసి పెట్టాలి అంటే ఆ సైట్ అంతా కూడా స్లోగా రన్ అవుతుంది. ఒకసారి మనం రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే కొన్ని రిజిస్ట్రేషన్స్ అలానే వెబ్సైట్స్ కూడా స్లోగా రన్ అవుతుంటాయి. నెట్వర్క్ ప్రాబ్లం కావచ్చు, అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ప్రాబ్లం కూడా ఉంటుంది. వాళ్ళు బ్యాక్ సైడ్ యూస్ చేసిన లాజిక్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, దట్ విల్ టేక్ మచ్ టైం. సో అప్పుడు lakhs and thousands and lakhs of elements are there. In such cases we have to take the time, how much time each algorithm is taking. That time these algorithms, means merge sort algorithms and quick sort algorithms will take the lesser time, to perform the operation. Okay, so this is the second example. Remember, it is also very useful ఎందుకంటే మీకు 4th యూనిట్ లో ఉన్నది 4 టాపిక్సే, కంపల్సరీగా అడుగుతాడు క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇది డ్యామ్ షూర్ క్వశ్చన్ అంతే. దీనికి ఒక డయాగ్రామ్, ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్స్, 2 కంపారిజన్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. You're going to write in an exam, that's it. So brute force will be easy and greedy method also will be easy. In the context of graphs, we'll use this greedy approach. Okay, so these we can discuss later in the next classes. So I think today it is enough. Maybe in the next class I'll complete these 2 topics, then we can move to the 5th unit. The 5th unit also, here only 2 concepts we are having. Here it is modeling solutions, means here diagrammatical diagrams we will get here. Object oriented analysis related some diagrams here we'll get. Modeling solutions means diagrammatical related solutions for ATM and hospital management, online shopping will be easy. This will be easy. Diagrams on. And problem solving cycle. Already previously we have discussed all definitions, decomposition. Here some of these parts will be enrolled here. Class diagrams, use case diagrams, design solutions for railway reservation system and library management system. Here also, here OOAD, object oriented analysis and design. Diagrams we will have. Class diagram, how the use case diagram. We will use these diagrams. రైల్వే సిస్టమ్ అర్థం కావడం కోసం క్లాస్ డయాగ్రామ్తో ఎలా మనం డ్రా చేస్తాం. యూస్ కేస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ కూడా యూస్ చేసి ఇలా డ్రాయింగ్. అంటే మీరు చేసే మిషన్ డ్రాయింగ్ ఇవన్నీ ఏం కాదు. ఓకే, డ్రాఫ్ట్ ఏం అవసరం లేదు దీనికి. సింపుల్ పెన్ అండ్ పేపర్ చాలు మనకి ఈ డ్రాయింగ్స్ కోసం. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా సింపుల్ డిజైనింగ్ టెక్నిక్స్ మనం యూజ్ చేస్తాం. సీక్వెన్స్ డయాగ్రామ్స్ రిలేటెడ్, ఒకదాని తర్వాత ఒకటి. ద ప్రాసెస్ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ అన్ ATM మిషన్, ఆపరేషన్స్ ఎలా పెర్ఫామ్ చేస్తాం. ఫస్ట్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తాం కార్డ్, అది అడుగుతుంది, పిన్ అడుగుతుంది, మనం ఎంటర్ చేస్తాం, పిన్ వ్యాలిడేట్ చేస్తుంది, వ్యాలిడేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనకి మెనూ డిస్ప్లే చేస్తుంది. దాన్ని మనం స్టెప్స్ వైజ్గా యారోస్ పెట్టి మనం ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఇస్తాం. Okay, these two are the diagrammatical representations. We can complete it in maybe 4 classes, 3 to 4 classes. No problem. Okay, I think you understood recursion concepts and divide and conquer concept, because very important will be asked. That's why I have taken this example first. Hmm? Just remember the diagrammatical representations and take the snapshots also. And for the recursion and for this divide and conquer approaches, they won't ask you more than that. Is it clear today? And today's your in order to submit the assignment, your homework, that is implement GCD with recursion. GCD with recursion. ఇప్పుడు మనం పెర్ఫామ్ చేసిన ఫిబోనాచి సిరీస్ విత్ జీసీడీతో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, విత్ రికర్షన్తో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్యాక్టోరియల్ కూడా, బికాస్ అడిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. ఫ్యాక్టోరియల్ ఆల్సో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ విత్ రికర్షన్ కాన్సెప్ట్. నెక్స్ట్ ఒక డివైడ్ అండ్ కాన్కర్ జస్ట్ పేపర్ మీద రాసి జస్ట్ చెక్ చేయండి. ఒక సిరీస్ ఇస్తాను, ఆ సిరీస్ని జస్ట్ యూ సార్ట్ ఇట్. జస్ట్ 20, 30, 50 ఒకసారి ట్రై 50 అండ్ some 5, 8, 9. Okay, some seven elements I'm having. Whereas we can take some more, some 4. These are the elements we have. Can we apply divide and conquer for this first part and second part? Here 7 elements are there. Mostly 4 elements will be at left side and 3 elements will be right side. Here first subarray, that is 20, 30, 50 and 5. Next subarray, that is 8, 9 and 25. Next here next subarray, what will get? 20 and 30 will get. And next subarray, here it is 50 and 5. Here we divide these two parts, 20 and 30. And so finally what will get here? 20 and 30 will get. This is one order. Okay, if you consider these two, 50 and 5, if you divide them, what will get? Perform the sorting between 50 and 5. Here we will get 5 and 50. Okay, ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండింటికి మధ్య మనం సార్టింగ్ చేసి మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది? 5, 20, 30 and 50. This is sorted. It's fine. Next, this part, left side part. Here the comparison, 8 and 9 will be one array and 25 will be another array. Next here, 8, 9 will divide 8 and 9 and 25 already that is here. So which is the minimum in 8 and 9? Here sorting we are doing. Till here it is divide. Okay, so till here we have divided from here to here. This is the division. Here we are performing conquering, means performing sorting. 8 and 9. Here 8 and 9. Simple comparison. And 25 is there. Last, we'll perform the sorting between these three, 8, 9 and 25. So here we have sorted this. This is left side subarray, right side subarray. Finally, what is the array we will get? 5, 8, 9, 20, 25, 30 and 50. Simply you can implement like this. Okay, divide and conquer, but you have to represent in boxes. Each array, and each element should be represented in the boxes. Just to take one subarray, just to draw it and practice these three with the diagrams also. That's what I want. Recursion. Programmatically also it is very useful for you. Thank you. Thanks for today. Students, have you understood?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes,
is
sir.
it an assignment or a homework?
Yeah, what, Srika?
Sir, you gave GCD and all. No, sir, is that an assignment or a homework?
Just homework only.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
హోంవర్క్ అంటే చేసే పని లేదు కదా, ఎవరు సబ్మిట్ చేయరు, హ్యాపీగా పడుకుంటారు, అంతే కదా.
Oh, sir. Cheers.
నువ్వు కాదులే, నువ్వు అడిగే